Welcome. It is so nice to be with everyone. Every week we come together for a Breathe and Receive class through our Gilda's Club. And Breathe and Receive is a special Shinjutsu self-help class where we simply come together with the breath and using simple self-help sequences to bring health, harmony, and happiness to our body, mind, and spirit. And today in our class, we're going to receive the 36 divine breaths. This daily practice of exhaling helps the body to unload all of its dirt, dust, and greasy grime and to clean and clear any accumulations from the body. Inhaling helps us to receive purified, cosmic breath of life, and it renews, revitalizes, regenerates, rejuvenates, and recreates every cell of my being. And I like to use that word being, BE, to stand for our breath essence. Every time we exhale and inhale, we receive the benefits of this breath 20 minutes later. So if you begin to feel fatigued, tired, stressed out, overwhelmed, or just feel that kind of brain fog and mental confusion, simply stop and receive the breath. You can break up the 36 breaths and receive them in 4 groups of 9 breaths throughout the day. Or you can simply be still and know and receive all of the 36 conscious aware breaths, completing that cycle all at one time. Today, we will experience receiving the 36 breaths while holding each of our fingers for a cycle of 3 breaths each. That's 1 exhaling and inhaling breath for each finger. And once we've gone through all 10 fingers, we have received 30 exhaling and inhaling breaths. And for the final 6 breaths, we'll simply place the center of the palms of the hands together. It can look like this. It can look like the hands in prayer. It can simply be the placing of the fingertips into the palms of the hands, whatever is most comfortable for you to connect with the center of the palms of the hands. So if we cease to breathe, we cease to exist. The quality of the life we are living is directly affected by the quality of the breath that we're receiving. So if we have shortness of breath, we begin to feel tired and fatigued, and the body begins to break down. The inability to exhale can cause headaches, shortness of breath, nausea, and or pain and discomfort in the head, chest, and abdomen. The inability to inhale can cause tension and discomfort in the feet, the legs, the hips, the low back, the back, and the neck. Our physical body is the container or the house that we live in throughout our lifetime. If we don't clean our house regularly, what begins to happen? There's a buildup and accumulation of all of that dirt, dust, and greasy grime. We begin to feel pain, discomfort, tension, and sometimes even that becomes the energetic accumulation for cysts and tumors in the body. So we begin to see how important the breath is for maintaining health and harmony. The exhale helps us to take out the trash. And the inhale is like the deep cleaning or scrubbing those baseboards in our house. If we do this daily or weekly, it helps us to get in a habit of cleaning and repairing our bodies. But if not, all of that accumulation builds over time and our house becomes in disarray. So, if we get into this habit of working with our breath daily, working with the breath weekly, we get to clean and clear and repair the body from years of dirt, dust, and greasy grime, accident, injury, trauma, or emotional trauma to the body. And I like to recommend breathing in and out through the nose if it's possible. And if it's not possible, there's no right or wrong way to breathe. This 36th breath meditation is about becoming aware of our own body, the cycle of our own breath, knowing the pattern and rhythm of the breath. Is there a place we have a glitch or a stuck where the exhale or the inhale isn't fully revitalizing our bodies? Our breath moves in a perfect oval down the front of the body and up the back of the body. So as we exhale, that energy clears everything on the front of the body. Does it get stuck here at the bust, at the waist, or the hip, or does it continuously flow into our toes? And as we inhale, does that inhaling breath come up the back of the legs, up through the hips, up through the back and the neck, or does it get stuck somewhere along the way? This practice of being with the breath helps us to get in touch and to know and understand and learn about our bodies. We simply are creating a connection with ourselves by being aware of the flow of our own breath. The first group of 9 breaths, we exhale and inhale, and that counts as 1 breath. So exhale and inhale, 2 breaths. It connects us to our source of life. So with each of these 4 groups of 9 breaths, we're connecting to what we call a depth, or this place of manifestation of our being. So this first group of 9 breaths connects us to our source of life. The second group of 9 deep breaths connects us to the light of life, the radiant sunlight that infuses every cell of my being with light. The third group of 9 breaths connects us to our energetic blueprint for life. It reminds us that we are each unique and individualized expressions of the same light. It's like going back into the womb to be nourished and renewed by the breath. The fourth group of 9 breaths is our bridge from the energetic blueprint that creates our being into my body through my blood essence. So every time my heart beats, it carries love, light, and nourishment throughout every cell of my being. And this is happening through the breath. We can now begin to see the dynamic possibility for the breath of life and how it transforms everything in our body. The breath we experience now, in this moment, we breathed in 20 minutes ago. 100% of the breath goes directly to the brain or to the head, and it helps us to be conscious and aware. 80% of that breath remains in the brain or the head. 20% travels along the vertebra of the spine, and at T3, or thoracic vertebra number 3, it enters our lungs. Only 5% travels to take care of the rest of the body. So you begin to understand how important it is for the breath to build, clean, and maintain the totality of my being, my breath essence. So Jiro Murai, who is credited with rediscovering the art of Shinjutsu in Japan in the early 1900s, said the ultimate healer is first the breath, then the fingers, and then all the rest. He also said, in time, you will know the non-secret secret of the power that is in the awareness and understanding of the thumbs and all the fingers. So all disharmonies can be harmonized through them, through the thumbs and fingers. Mary Burmeister, who was Jiro's student and who brought the art to the Western world, said, "What mankind creates in a lifetime, the Creator can undo in a single breath." So let us be renewed by receiving our 36 divine, conscious, aware breaths, our breath of life. So I'd like to invite you all now to relax. You can recline, you can move away from the camera, you can sit back. I'm going to stay so that I can walk you through each finger on each hand as we go through our 36 breath meditation. So I'd like to invite you to hold the thumb of your right hand. You're welcome to close the eyes, to bow the head, to begin to feel the weightlessness of your head on your shoulders. You can drop the shoulders and feel that tension everywhere in the body beginning to dissolve. Mary says, "Be the smile." We can begin to allow that smile to encompass our whole being and let that smile radiate from within our own heart. Our conscious awareness begins to come within, and we feel our feet connecting and rooted to the earth. So our thumb helps us to dissolve the attitude of worry. It helps to relieve the sensation of nausea, and it helps our stomach and spleen body function energy. It renews and revitalizes our immune system, our red blood cells, our white blood cells, and the hemoglobin in the blood. It helps our skin surface and strengthens our healthy boundaries between me and the exterior world. With our 3 conscious exhaling and inhaling breaths, let us dissolve the attitude of worry with every exhaling breath, and let us inhale the wonder that life has to offer us. So now let us move to the index finger of the right hand. The index finger helps us to dissolve the attitude of fear or anxiety in the body. Mary calls fear false evidence appearing real. It helps the kidney and the bladder function energy, and it will relieve the tension of a backache or a muscle ache or pain anywhere in the body. It helps our body chemistry, our chemical river of life, to filter out toxins stored in the body. With these next 3 conscious exhaling and inhaling breaths, let us allow each exhaling breath to dissolve all tension in our body related to our feelings of fear and anxiety. And let each revitalizing inhale transform our fear into faith that the breath will renew our body from head to toe and toe to head. And now let us hold the right middle finger. There's no squeezing or efforting, it's just a simple, loving hold. The middle finger helps us with the attitude of anger and frustration or even indecision. The middle finger helps our liver and our gallbladder function energy, and it revitalizes our blood essence. With these next 3 conscious exhaling and inhaling breaths, let me be at peace with myself and allow each exhaling breath to cleanse the toxins in my blood, and each inhaling breath deliver the purified blood throughout every cell of my being with every beat of my heart. So let us lovingly hold the right ring finger. The ring finger helps all feelings of sadness and grief. The ring finger helps the lung, intestine, body function energy. And not only does it help the respiration, assimilation, and elimination, it helps anything related to my deep skin, the things we hold on to that we say are skin deep. Things like acne or eczema or psoriasis. With this next 3 conscious aware breaths, let my exhaling breath begin to dissolve anything that has hardened in my thoughts, in my mind, in my body, and in my spirit. Let us allow the inhaling breath to transform my sadness into peace and serenity. And now let us hold the little finger of the right hand. The little finger transforms my attitude of trying to or of pretense. It is often where we are stuck in too much efforting, or when we are laughing on the outside and crying on the inside. It is related to our heart and small intestine body function energy. It helps our skeleton, or the things that we say are bone deep. With these next 3 conscious exhaling and inhaling breaths, may my exhale transform all of my efforting into effortless reality. And may my inhaling breath transform all of my trying tos into trust, trusting that all I need is here in this breath. We begin to see how each finger helps us to transform our 5 primary attitudes and get rid of worry related to the thumb fast, FAST, our fear, our anger, our sadness, and our trying tos. So now, when you're ready, we're going to hold the fingers of the left hand and go through our breath sequence again. So let us begin by holding our left thumb. Mary says, worry is the prayer for what I don't want, with interest paid on a debt never owed. In Self-Help Book 3 on page 27, she says the thumbs are like leaders in a parade. If the thumb is not in rhythm, then all that follow the leader will get out of step, out of harmony. The thumbs are important for the harmonious functioning of the whole body. Let us now feel the harmonious functioning of the whole body with 3 conscious exhaling and inhaling breaths. Now we can lovingly hold our left index finger. On page 2 of Self-Help Book 3, Mary says the index finger represents flow. As long as one is in the flow, perfect circulation, there is harmony with no limitations, no obstacles, no things, which are the causes for disorders, various types of labels. The index fingers, when not in harmony, are the source of all lacks. Lack of perception, balance in thinking, energy, health, all material things begin to cause fear. False evidence appearing real. One is only to look and hear instead of really able to see and listen. With these next 3 exhaling and inhaling breaths, let us allow ourselves to begin to really see and listen to the harmony within our own being. Now we can jumper cable or hold our left middle finger. The Dalai Lama says when we pick up a hot coal to throw it at someone else, that we are the only person who gets burned. The attitude of anger makes our blood boil and separates the soul from the body. Mary says, anger, I am not getting my way. Control is my attempt to make the world align with my desires. To go beyond that control is to align myself with the universe. With these next 3 conscious, aware, exhaling and inhaling breaths, let me align myself with the center of the universe and the center of my own being. Let me surrender my consciousness, my will, to the direction of the universal mind. Now it is time to be present and hold the ring finger of the left hand. Our breath is the essence of our being. The Buddha says possessiveness is the principal cause of all sorrow. Mary says people who drink to drown their sorrows should know that sorrows know how to swim. Thomas Merton says, every breath we draw is a gift of God's love. Every moment of existence is a grace. With these next 3 conscious, exhaling and inhaling breaths, let us dissolve feelings of sadness and feel nourished by the grace given to us in every breath. And when you're ready, let us complete this sequence of the breath, holding the fingers by holding the left little finger. Mary Burmeister reminds us, we are human beings, not human goalings, not human doings. All that is required for us is to be the breath we are. Thomas Merton so eloquently reminds us when he says, a tree gives glory to God, or we can say the source, by being a tree. For in being a tree, it consents to being God's creative love. We can experience unencumbered communion with the Creator simply by being who we are, which is our breath essence. As Mary would say, there's no more competing, comparing, labeling, judging, or being judged. There is only who I am in this breath. Finally, let us bring the center of the palms together. Again, this may look like holding the hands in prayer, pressing the fingertips into the palms, or folding the hands together. Here we connect to our source of life, our breath of life. We are energized. We begin to feel total and complete peace, harmony, health, and happiness. This place where we are resourced, we begin to learn, to understand, and to know the story of the universe. Mary says, I'm a mixture of the beginningless beginning and the now. Seek that which has no beginning or ending, but the journey that lies within. So now let us receive 6 conscious, aware, exhaling and inhaling breaths to connect us to our source. Thank you. Thank you for coming full circle, 360 degrees with me to experience the breath of life, our source of life, our source of light, our source of breath that renews our blood essence with every beating of our heart. Thank you for this journey through the 36 divine, conscious, aware breaths.